Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State has said that his government will provide electric motorcycles to the Nigeria Police Force to enhance operations in the state. He disclosed this during the opening of the 5th conference and retreat for senior police officers in Abeokuta, the state capital. The governor also said the government is partnering a French company to provide drones capable of detecting crimes from as far as 8,000 feet. During his speech at the event, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ogun, mandated all commands of the Nigerian Police Force to implement a comprehensive action plan aimed at reducing crime rates by 50% in 2025. The theme of the 2025 capsule is improving Nigeria's internal security and economic prosperity through inclusive policing. IGP Wetokon noted that the team is in line with President Bola Tinubu's security vision and underscores the determination of the NPF to cultivate a police force that is professionally competent, intelligence-driven, and equipped to confront emerging threats proactively. I've had a conversation with you when the government, the FCT, had plans to, what was the word?
CCTV cameras.
No, it wasn't the CCTV cameras. I think the one of apprehending traffic violators.
Okay, yeah. Using digital technology.
Yeah, we had a conversation and we're like, oh, there were no. They need to provide at least a CCTV camera because that issue has actually been on ground for a while, you know. And then we're getting this from Ogun State that the government has decided to provide the police with an electric motorcycle in order to improve the working ability of the police force. So I would love to get your thoughts if you feel this is a welcome development.
Oh, well, it's something that should have been done like 20 years ago. It's not, this kind of things doesn't excite me because it's like, you know, saying that you just discovered fire in the 21st century, you know. Honestly, I've said it before and I'll continue to say that insecurity has become a global phenomenon. And if you look at the world all over, you would see that fighting insecurity and criminality has gone beyond the digital, the analog system to a more digital approach, you know. And unfortunately, what we see in our country does not reflect that kind of approach that is working for those, you know, what we refer to as sinner crimes. And I've continuously said that acquiring these things and equipping our security architecture, giving them the required knowledge on how to use it is not rocket science. Electric motorbike, fantastic. I mean, they could even go as far as getting electric vehicles. Fantastic. The question I will ask is, where is the power to power these electric motorbikes?
What if while they're chasing thieves? And
that's what I'm saying now, because I also know that you cannot place something on nothing and expect it to stand, no matter how fantastic the idea is. If you don't have that framework, that enabling framework, that foundation, it's like you are pouring water on the back of a dog. So for me, in as much as, you know, like I've said, this doesn't excite me because it's what should have been done like 20 years ago, but it can never be too late to do the right thing. But most importantly, they should ensure that the foundation is properly, you know, formed and placed, so that if you are bringing in those electric motorbikes, they should have a constant source of power. Because we are talking about the police, which means emergency can come up at any time.
True.
So we don't want to be hearing of situations where, oh, we don't have power to charge it, it becomes useless.
Considering the fact that you said this is something that should have been done 20 years back,
Yes.
far back, and the Ogun State government has decided to put this in place, do you think other states should follow suit of this, due to the fact that it's more like a yes/no situation to you?
Even a local government council can do this. Yes. A local government council can do this if they have the will, if they have the interest of the people that they are governed. Okay, just recently, a certain investor, I won't mention names here, gifted the River State Police Command drones. That individual, a single individual who is not a businessman. We've seen in the past where vehicles were given to the police by, at least Dangote is a known name. You are aware when you saw those vehicles given to the police. Where are those vehicles today? Who will maintain the vehicles? So that's why I said, let us ensure that it's not a matter of, our politicians, they are fond of these things. They just want to do something for the optics, for the show of it. After then, it's something else. What measures have been put in place so that this, that's why I said, is there a source of power? I'm aware that there are several police stations in this country today that you go to that you will not find a desktop computer. Now, if you have a drone, good, fantastic. You have systems in place to monitor whatever the drone is capturing real time to follow up on some of these criminal activities.
Okay, this falls back to where you say it's good to start from the primary problem instead of going to the secondary situation. In as much as you're saying, yes, this is something I should have done far back. First of all, necessary things need to be put in place before, pushing into this. Like you said, are there necessary means to power these motorcycles when they go off? In essence, that's what you mean, right?
Yeah, these are some of the salient issues. What's the essence of having an electronic device when you are not sure of power? It becomes, like a piece of furniture because it's not in use. Even the furniture you have, you still use it because you sit on it. You use your desk. These are powerful electronic devices because anything you charge requires power to operate and function effectively. Okay? I was just trying to inform you that there are several police stations in this country, Ogun State inclusive, that you will go to that they don't have a desktop computer. There was a certain time in River State where a criminal escaped from police custody because they took light, and it took them several hours to go and buy candle. The guy escaped. A high profile, the person that escaped they later captured him in faraway jaws. Killed a young girl. So you could imagine that kind of scenario. And we're talking about the state CID. It was in the news. So what I'm trying to say is, as much as it's a good thing that, these are the kind of things that the police needs to function effectively. I keep saying that if the proper things are not done, if things are not put in place, you cannot get that efficiency. There's a saying that potentials without the essentials is inconsequential. No matter how good you think you are, like as we are now in the studio, if you don't have the requisite equipment and all of that to function well in this establishment, whatever talent you have will be put to waste.
So it's all just about having these things.
Good. Yes. So these things should not just be procured. They should machinery should be put in place for maintenance. Everything that expertise whatever that is required to make that idea function effectively should equally be provided. Otherwise, all these things will just, you know, be like what we've seen before, you know, like a case of motion without movement. You take 2 steps forward, 20 steps backward. In the next 2 months from today, if you go to these places, you find out that these motorcycles have been parked somewhere. And if you ask why, they'll tell you that, okay, we still like to take charge them, just like the vehicles you give to police. Police will tell you that you gave us vehicle, you didn't give us money to buy fuel. Yes, they'll tell you that they fuel these vehicles themselves. So government should move away from this ceremonial show of, you know, I don't know how to call it, but they should go beyond that and try to do the proper thing by ensuring that as we are giving you this, these are be put in place to maintain it. These have been procured to ensure that these things function effectively.
Thank you.
You know, so these are the issues.
Thank you so much.